channel, Black and White Network. Today is the big day. It is Super Tuesday. I got up this morning and I actually went and voted. I was in line about 15 minutes before the polling station actually opened. And the polling station I actually went to was actually a dual primary. You can either tell the person you want to vote Democrat or you want to vote Republican. And of course, I voted Republican. I cast my vote for Trump, Ted Cruz, and some other things as well. We got a big issue here with the appeals court, and Kim Patson gave a list of names that Texans should actually be voting for in the primary, and I voted for them as well. But today is going to be the funeral of Nikki Haley across state. It looks like, well, not just across state, but across the country. It looks like she's actually going to drop out because apparently the ad spending is done, and she actually canceled some scheduled appearances as well. So she knows that the writing is on the wall, that she is done. Now, in all of these Super Tuesday races, I believe like 11 out of the 15 is an open primary, just like we actually had here in Texas, which means that Democrats can actually vote. But even with the help of Democrats, Nikki Haley is still going to get blown out. And actually, one of the issues also on the ballot when I went and voted, they actually had a question, and they were trying to gauge on whether or not people should actually only Republicans should actually vote in the Republican primary. And I voted yes. Now, me myself, I'm not a registered anything. OK, I'm just a right leaning conservative. I don't really identify with the Republican Party because you guys know how the Republican Party is. But if I had to register as a Republican to vote in the primary, yeah, I would. I'll make sure that I only vote for America First type of people. But anyway, that brings us to Dallas Mavericks owner, Mark Cuban. Now, this guy is completely deranged. He is Mr. DEI. This man had actually admitted to racist hiring practices. He's out here in Texas. He lives somewhere, I'm assuming, in the Dallas area. This man voted in the GOP primary in Texas. Guess who he voted for the GOP nominee? Newsflash, it was not Donald Trump. This guy voted for Nikki Haley. However, there's a caveat with this. And we have been seeing this in the other states also, in their primaries as well. He's not really voting for Nikki Haley. He's voting against Donald Trump. And guess who he's going to vote for if it actually comes down to Joe Biden? Guess who he's going to vote for then? We'll get to it, guys. But make sure you guys like this video, subscribe to the channel, become a channel member. Remember, live stream every single Friday. Just starts at $5 per month. If you're watching on Rumble, click the join button, get access to the same thing. So here we go, guys. Check this out. Mark Cuban says he voted for Nikki Haley in GOP primary. You guys already know where this is going. You guys already know where this is going right here. But let's read some of these. It says Mark Cuban said Monday he recently cast his ballot in the Texas Republican primary for former President Donald Trump's last remaining opponent, former South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley. Is she really an opponent? Really? Okay. Cuban told Bloomberg News of his choice during a visit to the White House, as Breitbart News reported, making plain his apathy towards the man shaping as the Republican presidential nominee for 2024. The 65-year-old man. Okay, I got to give Mark Cuban a little bit of credit here. This man don't look 65. Mark Cuban really kind of looks like he's about 50. This dude is 65, man. That's the only credit I'm going to give him. I mean, he looks very, very youthful, even though he has lost his mind. But anyway, the 65-year-old minority Dallas Mavericks owner says he voted for Nikki Haley in the Texas Republican primary and will be backing Beijing Biden in the general election if he faces off against Trump, having once admitted he too harbored ambitions for the highest office in the land. You see, this is exactly what we're seeing, man, from these Nikki Haley supporters. They are not truly, or voters, I should say, they're not Nikki Haley supporters. These are people that hate Trump, but when it comes to the general election, they're going to vote for Beijing Biden. Wow. Nikki Haley, man, this is a bad look. You see, this is why Nikki Haley should have dropped out a long time ago, man. A long time ago, but it looks like the end is near. So, on the issue of Biden's age, Cuban said it would not faze him even if the octogenarian were in his final moments of life. Wow. Quote, if they are having his last wake and it was him versus Trump and he was being given last rites, I would still vote for Beijing Biden, the Shark Tank star said. Adding his vote for Haley in the Super Tuesday primary would be another protest vote against Trump. You see, that's why I said Nikki Haley doesn't truly have any support. She doesn't. The people that are voting for are Democrats, and those Democrats don't even support her. Think about that, man. There's no path, man, at all for her. Cuban, the co-founder of the Mark Cuban Cost Plus drug company, was at the White House for a roundtable on prescription drug prices. His corporate ethos prides itself on having no middleman, no price games, huge drugs savings. So there you have it, man. Mark Cuban exposing himself as, yeah, I'm not a Nikki Haley supporter. I just got Trump derangement syndrome. I hate Trump, but I love the high inflation. I love high prices. You know, he's a billionaire, so all this stuff really ain't affecting him that much. But he wants you to suffer under another 4 years of Beijing Biden. I mean, I would love to have Mark Cuban kind of money. But inflation, guess what? It's definitely affecting me, man. It is definitely affecting me. And I'm pretty sure the listeners out there, it's affected you too as well. But Mark Cuban wants you to suffer even more. This man is despicable, man. He is voting against a person rather than for someone. He is not a Nikki Haley supporter. He's not voting for Nikki Haley. This is the trend right here, guys. This is the trend. And I do believe that Nikki Haley is going to get destroyed out here in Texas. I am very curious about how the numbers are actually going to look like. But based on the actual polling of Republicans here in Texas, I mean, she's getting blown out like 70%, 80% for Trump. She's getting like 20% from actual Republicans. But we will have to see how everything plays out today on Super Tuesday. So stay tuned. More videos will be dropping because it is going to be a bloodbath today for Nikki Haley. But Mark Cuban, man, Mr. DEI, that guy is deranged. That's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? Black and White Network fans, let us know what you think about all this in the comments. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, and we'll catch you next time.